Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about multimeters. On this video you will learn how to use multimeters on a different platform, like how to use multimeter for laptop repair or how to use multimeter for general purpose like checking AC voltage or DC voltage. So this video is going to be very important. Stay tuned till end, and at the end of the video you'll be able to use multimeter at least for extent where you can check things, where you can check electronics by your own very easily. So stay tuned till the end. So here we have two kinds of multimeter. One is palm size and the other one is full size, which we use it for laptop repair usually. But for your information, I'm going to show you what are the things you can test with these multimeters. So first thing you need to know is the characteristics, the markings which have been given here on the multimeter, here as well as on this multimeter. So this we need to understand it before using the multimeter. This multimeter runs on a battery which is located behind the multimeter. So this is a battery which is used here in this multimeter. It's a 9-volt battery which you need to change it when there is a low charge, when there is a low voltage. Otherwise your multimeter will start giving wrong information. And here we have two kinds of probe which is used in this multimeter to measure different kind of resistance, voltages and continuity. So here it has been given 4 channels. We need to insert these probes to the right place on the given ports. So this is the black one, we call it ground, which has to be inserted here on the common. Here we need to see common, that we need to put it here. And then we have a red probe which is on the diode mode or resistance mode, which is mentioned here. So that we need to put it here. Now here is the off button and here is the AC checking button, which is slightly erased, but I'll show you on the book. I have written it so that you will understand in a better way. And then here we have DC mark. These two are frequently used. I'll show you further. Then we have here diode mode, resistance mode and capacitance mode and buzzer mode. Generally we use it most of the time, this and this. The rest signs which we have here, it is very rarely used. It is not important for us. What we need to understand is these things here, this one and this one. For example, if I show you on the book, so guys, here you can see the mark which I showed you here. This one is here, we call it AC, and the marking of AC current is like this V and this design. We call it alternate current, which we find in our houses or offices. Everywhere in India we find this AC current, that will be 240 volts. Okay, that is the AC current. And if we elaborate AC, it will be alternate current, because there will be frequency, wave like frequency. That is why it is called AC current. That is why it is called AC current. Now the second one is this one, the DC current. Here is the DC, we call it direct current, and the marking is like this. The DC current is direct current which is converted from AC by using any kind of SMPS, a step down circuit, charger or anything else, from AC to DC. Then that current will be called direct current, and this current will be used in electronics like computers, laptops, etc. because this is glitch free smooth current which is required in the laptops or desktops, because processor and all components, small components, required very smooth current. That is why DC current is required. Now the third one is having 4 options, that is diode, buzzer, resistance and capacitance. Okay, so here is the normal function, we usually use it. This is buzzer mode. If we keep your multimeter on this point, that means whenever you touch a single point of a wire or something like that, then it will give you a buzzer. that means there is a continuity on that particular wire or anything. That is called buzzer mode or continuity mode. For example, if I show you, let me show you an example. So here we are keeping our multimeter on continuity mode. Here on the multimeter we have to select it continuity mode. That is the buzzer mode. And then if we touch our probes together, it will give a beep and the value will be 0. Okay. And the value will be 0, but it will show some points, that is the wire which is inside these probes. Now here we have kept it a piece of wire to show you as a demonstration. If I keep my one probe at this level, at this point, and if I keep my one probe at this point, it will give beep. You can see on the multimeter it is giving beep. That means this one wire is intact and there is a continuity. There is no fault in between and there is no cut. That is why it is showing as a sign that this wire is one piece and the beep is coming. Suppose there is a problem in this wire somewhere in center, it will start giving value or no beep. This is how we have to calculate. This is how we have to measure fuse or wire or anything else. Example, I'll give another example of a charger wire. So here we have a charger wire and we are going to measure whether this charger wire is okay or not. So this side of charger connector is always negative and our multimeter is on buzzer mode, and this probe we are going to check the negative side, that is the white wire. So see what will happen. You can see the beep is coming. That means there is a connection between this to till here. This wire is okay. If you put it inside this one, if you put it inside the connector and check the main wire, the red wire, you can hear a beep. That means this wire is directly connected to the main inside of this charger pin. Now here we have a ID pin and here is the ID wire. You can see we are getting a beep. That means this wire is fine to be replaced. So this is how we have to check continuity or the goodness of the wire or anything which is one piece, or example fuse, that I'll show you in the video further. Now so far I have demonstrated from this multimeter, because this multimeter is bit traditional and it has been given this way rather than this way. This is the integrated option and this is the elaborated version. Like for AC, they have given here 600 to 200. We need to make a choice. Like if we wanted to check AC of this house or a shop, we need to put here, because we always get 240 volts. If we put here, if we keep our multimeter at 200, it will not measure, because the current we get always is 240 volts in India. So in this multimeter this is the issue, but in this multimeter directly we have to select one option, this one, and it will do the rest of the job. Same way, if we come here at the DC starts from here 20 MV, from here it is still here. So we need to make a choice. If we are testing of 20 volts, then 20 volts we cannot check it, we cannot keep it, we have to keep it under 200 volts. Okay, so that is why we prefer this multimeter compared to this one, but the function remains same, but here we are going to get things easier. Then if we talk about the cost of this multimeter, you can get this multimeter at the price of 1600 to 2000 rupees in the market, whereas this palm size multimeter you can get it around 500 to 600 rupees depending upon which state you are. AC current by using this multimeter, so that you will have an idea of how to use different kind of multimeters. Here we have a common port that we are going to put the black one, and then here we have a main resistance that we need to put it here. This is the ampere based, we don't require this. Okay, now here we have two probes, one is black and one is red, and we are going to test AC current, that is this one, which is present at our house, our shops, or everywhere in this country. So first we need to keep it at the AC range, which is here, you can see carefully, from 600 to 200. So we are going to put it to 600, and then we are going to put these two probes to any of the sockets which is there at your home or anywhere at your office. So here you can see, guys, you can see it is 230 volts, 234, 233, almost 234. So this is how you can check current. But remember, you always have to keep here. If you keep somewhere else, maybe your multimeter will blow or it will not show you accurate value. So here we have another option, that is diode mode. The diode mode is checked on motherboard. Usually when we do laptop repair, this sign is used, most of the people use it. So let me show you practically how to use that one. Either you can use this one or you can use this sign. Usually we use both these. So let me demonstrate you on the motherboard. But before that, let me show you this DC current, and then we will jump to diode mode. So guys, here you can see we are keeping the multimeter at 200 range, that is DC. Okay, 200 volts. Now we are going to check this adapter voltage, which is DC converted from AC, getting converted from AC to DC through this adapter. So here our multimeter is at 200 DC volts, and we are keeping this black probe outside, which is ground, and here we are keeping inside the main one, and you can see how much voltage we are getting, that is 20 volts, 20.7 volts. So this is how we can calculate DC volt. Remember DC and AC, always remember this, so that it will be easier for you to understand. So here we are getting 20.7 DC volt on this charger. Hope you understand how to use DC and AC. Now let's move to the diode mode or buzzer mode. So on this motherboard we are going to measure resistance, capacitance, etc. by using this palm size multimeter. So first thing what we'll keep is buzzer mode. So guys, we'll put this multimeter to the buzzer mode, which is buzzer plus diode mode, and here is the motherboard. So we will check it on the coils. So here we need to put the black probe on the ground, and then here we need to check like this. We are checking the coil of this motherboard, and see we are getting a value and there is no beep. That means this coil is okay in this motherboard. If we get a beep here completely and showing zero value, that means there is a problem with this coil. Let's check another coil. Here you see there is a value, that means this is also okay. Here okay, here also is okay. But if it is a fuse, the fuse has to give beep. So here is the capacitor, SMD capacitor, and here is one more type of capacitor. This also we can check it by keeping one probe, black probe, at the ground, and another probe here at this side. You can see there is a value, that means this is okay. If we get a beep like this and zero value, then there is a problem. So when it comes to component, the component should show value rather than showing zero value and beep, except fuse. Otherwise this component could be faulty one. Now here we have different kind of capacitor. Let's check that one. Down Joe. This is the SMD capacitor. Here you can see we are getting a value. So this capacitor is okay. And here we have a MOSFET. So to check MOSFET, one side we have a drain here. This is drain, 4 legs together or bada karo. These 4 legs are drain, and here is the source, 1 2 3 source, and here is the gate. Or some other time I'll explain about these components, but before, here we are talking about multimeter. So let's understand about this only. So here we are keeping 1.1 probe at the drain and the other one is at the source. Now see what we are getting. We are getting a value. That means this MOSFET or this component is okay and good to go. Now here we have a resistor. You can see a resistor here, and if we check with this multimeter, we may not get exact value because we don't know what is the value of the resistor. It is mentioned something here, but to find out exact value we need to change the point on the multimeter here. Here whichever value we see the resistor. That is why we prefer to use bigger size multimeter rather than this one. Let's shift to the other multimeter. So here we are keeping it at the resistance or diode, buzzer and capacitance mode at a single time. And now if we check the value of this resistor on the board itself without removing outside, see what we get. We are getting 3 ohms. Now we'll switch to another resistor here, which is mentioned that 475 ohms. See what happens. It is showing 1.17. Actually, if it is on the board, then we may not get exact value, but this is how we have to check it through multimeter. Let's check another one, the smaller one. Here we have some small resistors. If we check it, you can see it is 44.7 ohms. 44.7 kilo ohms. On the top you can see it's a K sign. That means it's a kilo ohm, not ohms. Okay. So this is how we have to check all these components as well as rest of the things by using these multimeters. So hope you guys learned from this video. We'll further make more videos on this multimeter, but this was the basic video. Hope you understand something and you learned something from this video. If you found it informative, please give a like to the video and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.